that move now this festive season to your new home address at GHS Housing Estate. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
Has also revealed plans for 2 new major fulfilment centres in Pedimore, West Midlands and Stockton-on-Tees in County Durham, which will create 2,500 jobs over the next 3 years. Some other business news stories for you now. And the industrial materials specialist Morgan Advanced Materials said this morning it's managing a cybersecurity incident after detecting uninsured activity on its network. The company is specialist in products such as thermal ceramics, electrical carbon products and seals and bearings, said that on becoming aware of the incident, it had immediately launched an investigation, engaged its specialist support services and had implemented incident response plans. It said it was continuing to assess the potential impact of the incident and was taking steps to ensure its businesses could continue to trade with customers and suppliers. The miniatures and wargaming company Games Workshop has reported a drop in half-year profits despite higher sales. Well, pre-tax profits for the 26 weeks to the 27th of November came in at £83.6 million. That was down 5% on the same period a year earlier. Well, that was despite an 11% rise in sales to £212.3 million and reflected a 19% increase in costs, largely related to the integration of new IT systems. Well, the company behind the Warhammer title said it was not trading where it wanted to be in the United States, but it cited a strong recovery in retail sales now that COVID-19 restrictions in Australia and continental Europe had come to an end. And the online electrical retailer AO World said this morning that profits for the year would be better than expected. The company said that in the final 3 months of last year, actions it had taken to reduce costs and improve margins had gained traction. As a result, it expects underlying earnings for the year to come in at between £30 and £40 million. That was up from the £20 to £30 million that it was predicting at the end of November. Meanwhile, its rival Marks Electrical said today it had enjoyed a strong trading period in the run-up to Christmas, with sales during the final 3 months of the year up 33.4% on the same period in 2021. Now, London's business newspaper City AM is back in readers' hands following the Christmas break, and it's almost back to pre-pandemic circulation levels on Monday to Thursday. But the paper's announced today it's going to be going digital only on Fridays. Well, with me now is City AM's editor, Andy Sylvester. Andy, welcome to you. Is this a recognition then that working from home is here to stay in the city?
It certainly is at the moment. I think that's quite clear. I don't think you can walk around the City of London on a Friday at the moment and conclude otherwise. Indeed, you can walk around the City of London on a Thursday evening and certainly conclude that people are going to enjoy the extra hour in bed. Look, we're making the same sort of decision that businesses across the City of London are making at the moment, which is adapting to a changing world. And rather than trying to fix it, rather than trying to change it, rather than trying to almost on our own engineer this, we're accepting that the world has changed slightly. And we want to make sure basically that our journalism is getting to the right places on the right days. At the moment, a paper on a Friday just isn't where we need to put it.
So what's informed this decision in terms of the circulation numbers? How markedly lower is Friday compared with the rest of the week?
It is significantly lower, as you'd expect. I get tired of walking around on a Friday on a city and seeing copies of the paper that aren't picked up. It makes me sad because I know how much work we put into the paper. It makes me sad for the journalists. But it's also informed by the advertising market. Those advertisers that are also working from home on a Friday saying, well, I'll be putting ads in that Friday paper. So what we're trying to do is we're bringing all of our content, all of our quality into 4 days in print. But of course, we're also expanding on the digital side. We're massively upping our online operation on a Friday, and we're going to where our readers are.
In normal days, in pre-COVID times, how important was the Friday edition to you? I imagine it was quite big because it's the sort of, hey folks, here comes the weekend.
Yeah, as a chunky old fella, and we look back on the week that had just been. We also had a lifestyle section which teed up the weekend. But what we're going to do now in this new 4-day-a-week in the office world is we'll bump up the lifestyle section on a Thursday. We're putting new features in Thursday. We have your colleague Mark Kleiman in there every week as well. So altogether, we're just trying to make sure that journalism is in the paper, high quality 4 days a week. and online.
Now, you're distributed all over town. Have you noticed any difference in take-up between the city and Canary Wharf? Because anecdotally, I hear more people are back in the Wharf than they are here in the Square Mile.
Yeah, we have actually. Canary Wharf is slightly higher, and I know that anecdotally as well. So the numbers suggest it a little bit, although it tweaks week to week. But speaking to people out in Canary Wharf, they seem like they're back in. How much of that is, frankly, an awful lot more American firms, also international firms out there in Canary Wharf that have maybe been a bit harder on the old return to the office. But I think this year, 2023, anecdotes are not data, but I'm starting to see more people in 4 days a week, starting to see the Monday becoming the first day of the week again. That was certainly the case yesterday.
So Monday isn't going to go the same way as Friday for you just yet?
No, I don't think so. I mean, look, we're going to keep everything under, monitoring, of course, and we'd be sensible to do so, but I have no expectation that we'll ditch the Monday edition, because I think more and more people are realising that actually switching off from the weekend sometimes does require getting on the train on Monday morning, starting that week hard and fast in the office, and that's where we want City AM to be. We've got engaged readers who've been reading it for more than a decade now, and we want to make sure that we're giving them the start to the week they deserve. You touched just now on the advertisers. How's advertising been lately? Well, I mean, it's, as you would expect, telling advertisers to go to a print paper was quite difficult back in September 2021, but what we've done over the past year is we've proven to them that their campaigns do still have value, and that Monday to Thursday, a lot of the campaigns we work on now are those 4 day a week campaigns. So actually the print market has held up probably better than even we expected, and we've sort of shown really that it works Monday to Thursday. Digital side, they're starting to recognise that we are putting more effort into that digital operation, be it newsletters or podcasts, whatever it might be, and they are coming back. So we're optimistic for the future. Like any media organisation, we're struggling. We've got issues with some of the social media giants and revenue share and all that jazz. But yeah, I'm surprised and pleased that things have gone as well as they have over the past year. Good to hear. What about the rail strikes? Have they been a thorn in your side? Because obviously they kept commuters at home. Well, the proof is in the pudding. We didn't print last week. We were planning to get back in print last Tuesday after the bank holiday, but we looked at the number of people intending to come in. We looked at the number of train services coming into the City of London, and we decided not to print. The great thing for us, of course, is that we have the adaptability to say, right, we're not going to print this week, we'll print next week, we'll print 4 days a week, we'll keep the online operation going. My sympathies are with the coffee shops, the pubs, the sandwich shops, who of course don't have the ability to just shut their doors on a Friday. They are going to have to muddle on in a world that is more difficult, and I hope that landlords appreciate that and we don't see some of the real valuable bits of the city go in the next year. Just a closing thought, Andy, if you're seeing this and you're responding accordingly, what about the Evening Standard? Well, look, we've got different ownership structures. He says diplomatically, I think it's fair to say, that they can make their own decisions about what they want to do. It's still a great paper in London. It's still got some great journalists, so good luck to them. I'm very, very briefly optimistic for the city in 2023. Yeah, I am. I think actually some of the negativity has been overdone. It's going to be tough for people. There's no question about that. But from a purely sort of business perspective, in crisis lies opportunity. That's how London has always innovated and has always thrived. So I expect we'll see some businesses really use this period as a time to kick on and hopefully drive the city's growth. Dare I say it, post-Brexit. Yeah, healthy city means a healthy economy, doesn't it? Andy, good to see you. Thanks for joining me. Still to come here on Ian King Live, we'll have a look at how global markets are doing this Tuesday morning. Don't go away.
And I'm Sky's chief correspondent. Well, there's a real sense now that people are beginning to expect that this whole airlift is coming to an end, and they're really, really desperate. We saw snatch squads going in, grabbing people and putting them into trucks. You either live and recover, or you die. Okay, so that's like a war.
That's the war, yes.
Yeah. We help you understand the world with us. past 24 hours, the soldiers have been attacked on a number of occasions. It's really sending a clear message that Venezuela is eager for change. We've been crushed. To take you to the heart of stories that shape our world. They were convinced the United States would become hooked. Well, they were right. An enormous explosion that's just come down. I think it was a monster just landed in between us. The information on this could bring down the entire network, not just in Iraq and Syria, but across the world. It's not out of control, but if we're drawn, it's so hot.
Well, stocks in the Asia-Pacific region saw mixed trading overnight following hawkish comments from two officials at the US Federal Reserve. Tokyo and Shanghai, well, Shanghai was actually finished lower there. Tokyo finished higher. There were declines elsewhere in Hong Kong, Singapore, Sydney and Mumbai. Well, in Europe, stocks have also been depressed by those comments. Here's the current picture. All of the main continental European indices in negative territory right now. Talking points this morning include the Finnish construction systems provider Caverion. The share's up 17% in Helsinki after it received a €1 billion takeover approach. Well, here in London, the FTSE 100 is also in negative territory, currently a sixth of 1% low, and a broad-based sell-off led by some of the big consumer stocks. Among the FTSE gainers this morning right now, the leading blue chip gainer is the insurer Admiral. Shares ahead by nearly 3% after it received a push from one of the brokers. I think that was Deutsche Bank. On the downside, adverse broker comment has sent shares of International Airlines Group, the owner of British Airways and Aer Lingus, down by just under 2% this morning. Outside the FTSE, the recruitment group Robert Walters is off 8% after it issued a profits warning, and that has dragged down one or two of its sector peers, including Page Group. It's currently off by 6%, and Hayes, which is down by nearly 5%. There are some gainers, though, to mention outside the FTSE. The greetings card retailer Card Factory, the share's up nearly 6% there on news that results will be better than expected. On the currency markets, well, those overnight comments from Fed officials have been supportive for the US dollar. Accordingly, sterling off by 0.1% right now against the greenback. Sterling down by a similar amount against the euro. The single currency, meanwhile, more or less unchanged right now against the dollar. As for the oil price, well, that has handed back some of the gains that it enjoyed on Monday. A barrel of Brent crude will currently set you back $79.57 a barrel. That is off a little under 0.1%. Well, joining me now to discuss all this is Zoe Gillespie. She's Senior Investment Manager at RBC Brewin Dolphin. Zoe, welcome to you. We started the programme talking about the BRC retail sales data. What did you make of the numbers?
Well, I think, morning, and just to say the numbers were obviously in kind of normal terms quite high, but if you factor in inflation and volumes, then I think it paints maybe quite a stark kind of picture for UK sales going into 2023.
Obviously, it looks as though the supermarket retailers have had a good Christmas thus far. I mean, we get numbers from Tesco and Sainsbury's later in the week. Those are going to be the sort of showstoppers for the sector, I guess.
Definitely. We had really good numbers yesterday from Lidl, which pointed at a sort of 24.5% increase in sales volume, which was staggering. But Tesco and Sainsbury's, quite rightly, you've said, reported this week. Tesco had kind of highlighted that they expected their profits to fall, and they guided for that in October. But sales volume has been good, so I think it's just to see how it kind of translates into profits. Sainsbury's too have had better sales, and again, they guided for lower profits. But it's going to be interesting because obviously they have the Argus wing to see how it's fared as a sort of consumer spending and whether we actually do see kind of moves away from tech and into other types of products which are potentially energy saving, which they had guided for in the British Retail Consortium report.
Yeah, we had Alex Baldock from Currys on the programme just before Christmas, and he made a point of saying that was a big driver of sales for them. And it looks as though AOL today has enjoyed something similar.
Yeah, well, I think the moves into sort of products that were potentially going to be like air fryers was going to be a popular Christmas sort of purchase, and away from sort of large item tech, there's always potentially going to be a move, given the fact that people don't have the same sort of money in their pockets to actually afford to buy these sort of big ticket items.
Now, there was one sector that was really under a cloud in the latter half of last year in particular. That was house building. We'll hear from a few of the house builders later this week.
Yeah, we've got numbers coming through from Persimmon, Taylor Wimpey and Barrett's later on in the week. And again, guidance was kind of nudged down at the tail end of last year as they have seen that the number of new sales, kind of bookings and reservations are slowing. It's going to be interesting to see the impacts of the sort of higher mortgage rates, because obviously the affordability for consumers and certainly people entering the market or looking to move is going to be a lot tougher. And we've seen that fixed rate mortgages are potentially going to be nearly twice as what they could have been if they'd have actually agreed this time last year.
I've seen a bit of speculation kicking around, Zoe, that we might get some dividend cuts from some of the house builders. Is that your expectation?
Yeah, there was some chat yesterday that we were going to potentially get some dividend cuts, as I think a lot of the house builders potentially want to shore up their capital reserve. So I think it's something that we may sort of look to see what is given. Persimmon's quite a big dividend payer, and they've done some special dividends. So it's whether there's the kind of the cautionary tale of what happened in 2008, 2009 comes in, and they decide to try and kind of have more cash reserves on their balance sheets.
Now, I kicked off the market report by talking about these comments overnight from the Fed. We hear from Jay Powell, the Fed chairman, later on today. Do you get the sense that he's going to be steering the markets towards rates staying higher for longer?
Yeah, I think that's been the tone, and certainly from the minutes last week, I think they were potentially going to be talking about rates staying higher for longer. I think, interestingly, the big, I think, news story of the week has to be the CPI numbers coming through from the US on Thursday. And I think if we can see inflation coming down for the third consecutive month, it'll be interesting to see how the Fed actually look to that when they are going to potentially increase rates, and whether we're going to get 25 basis points or a 50 basis point increase coming through. So I think that the big news story obviously is going to be the CPI numbers on Thursday.
Okay, Zoe, got to leave it there, I'm afraid. Good to talk to you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Still to come here on Ian King Live. Analysis by Sky News reveals the flow of money through UK politics. We'll be discussing the business of lobbying next. Stay tuned.
This festive season to your new home address at GHS House and Estates. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Make that move now, this festive season, to your new home address at GHS Housing Estates. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
Broadcasting live online. Turn it on. Turn it up.
It's your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. We don't go nowhere. UK, London. We call them London for home. We're here. We call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work,
At home.
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and The Morning Show.
This is Starr Radio UK. Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio.
Love for you runs deep. All of you makes my heart beat. You make a doubt they fade. Jesus, and that's what makes you great. You hold the world in your hand.
Okay, he holds the world in his hands. And on that note, let me say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. I want to welcome you to the Tuesday edition of The Morning Show on Starr Radio UK. Today is the 10th day of January, the year 2023, with the time now 10:40. I hope that you enjoyed all the other news that was making around, news making the rounds around the world that were brought from Sky TV. But wherever you are, do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. But let me say good morning to my team this morning, Mr. Francis Guy, my able producer, and Mr. Olayomi Koiki. But there's lots happening. I'm going to be throwing more light on what took place yesterday. I'm going back on a peaceful demonstration. Do the security agencies come and what? Is it that they didn't get a permission to undertake that demonstration or peaceful rally? That's why the police came out, the security agencies came out. We'll be looking more into that. How come people lost their lives? Are they going to be held accountable for that as well? Well, a lot more coming your way from that front when we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki on. But let me say good morning to Bishop Adeshina, Anthony Adedeji, massive good morning to you. My brother Felix all the way in Aberdeen, massive good morning. Kojo D, good morning. Mr. Dan Teberi, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services, let me say good morning to you. And my lovely wife Lottie, I know that she is chilling out, yes, on the holidays. Yeah, massive good morning to you. I hope you are doing good. But let me say morning also to Pastor Momo. I hope you are doing good, sir. A special good morning all the way to Moscow, where our old envoy Tassino. Massive good morning to you. Anthony Aziz, good morning. Abiose, good morning to you. The Makivas and all you wonderful people. Those of you in the Americas, those of you in Europe, those of you in Asia, those of you in Australia and on the African continent as well. I salute each and every one of you and I say welcome to the program. Sukami Baboye, yes, hi to you. I hope you are doing very well. Thank you very much for joining us on the YouTube as well. And as many of you who are on the YouTube, we salute you. Playing in the background something from Edith Morrison. Now, whilst we will be having Mr. Olayomi Koiki to join in, though, because we are still monitoring some developments in Nigeria at the moment. Now, if you have any information pertaining to what is happening to all the pertaining to the rally or anything, just feel free to share it with us. I will share it with our general worldwide listeners and viewers, of course. Okay, so I'm going to bring you the culture today, the weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel updates. Move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. Then from there we continue to look at some of the other stories making the rounds where in Nigeria at 11 o'clock. Then there'll be a continuation from there. We'll move on to other parts of the world to look at what is happening there. The launching of the satellite here in the UK. Unfortunately, it didn't go well. We'll be telling you more about that and the next step. But as we say, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Try it and try and try and try and try until you succeed. Is it Jimmy Cliff who sang that song? You can get it if you really want, but you must try and try and try and try and try and try. Okie dokie. The lines will be open at 12 o'clock and the conversation will go on from there. But this afternoon, BB Clement will be coming your way with the first edition of, or the maiden edition for the year 2023 of BB Means Business. She'll be having as a guest Nicole Ramsey, where they'll be telling you how some people have made it through the year 2022. Some businesses, they made big gains there. So you can take a leaf from their books and you see, and let's try to see whether once we implement that, it will help us as well. Who knows? But wherever you are, once again, welcome to the program. Now let's crack on. A great and successful leader needs to love and respect people. A great and a successful leader needs to love and respect people. Are you a great leader? Then, or you want to be a great leader? Take that into consideration. Now moving on straight to the weather front. It's not been a good weather today. For London and the southeast of England, it's been raining like no man's business, bringing about some traffic and all that stuff. But don't you worry, when we get to the traffic, I'll be bringing you more on your travels. Now, rain will dissipate through the afternoon with a few late bright spells developing, turning windy as well. Now, this evening will turn dry for a time, but a band of showery rain will feed in from the west later. Behind this, dry conditions will follow overnight with clearing skies during the early hours. It's going to be windy. Temperature 13 degrees, the lowest 6 degrees. Pollen level low, pollution low as well. UV level low. Sunset 16:13 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 08:03 hours. Okay, let's take a quick break. We come back and we look at some of the other stories making the rounds. Okay, on your travels. All right. Yes, so stay tuned. Don't you think of going away at all. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Make that move now this festive season to your new home address at GHS House and Estates. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads, I'll keep you navigated. I promise I'm on the Starr Radio UK travel update. Comes to every weekday from 10:40. It's not 10:48. And what is your travels like this morning? Let's see. Well, as I did say earlier on, due to the rains, there have been lots of traffic on the roads, but on the underground this morning, I can tell you assuredly, apart from the Metropolitan line that got severe delays between Wembley Park and Aldgate due to an earlier faulty train at Finchley Road, all the others have got good service. Now moving on straight to the major roads in London. Yes, on the major roads, A12, A20, A4, A40, Blackwall Tunnel, Central London Red routes have all got closures. However, A24 has got serious delays. If you can avoid it, do your best to do so. Colliers Wood, all directions at the junction, A24 Christchurch Road, temporary traffic signals in operation to facilitate Thames Water Works, and that has caused or brought about lots of traffic there. So if you can avoid it, do your best to avoid that. But keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads as we keep it navigated. I promise our born on the riverbank this morning. Yes, good service throughout, and also on the London cable car, good service there. Let's move on to the final segment of the travel update. That is the National Rail. On the National Rail this morning, Great Western Railway, Northern Rail, ScotRail, and Transport for Wales have all got minor delays. And as I will say all the time, or say it loud. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the roads.
Make that move now this festive season to your new home address at GHS Housing Estates. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
Okay, welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, 10:50. That's 10 minutes to the top of the hour, and it is the Tuesday edition of the morning show on Starr Radio UK. I'm Archie, and now let's go global trotting. Yes, brace yourself, get yourself well get it. If you are sitting, sit very comfortably. Get yourself a hot or cold drink, whichever is appropriate. If you are standing, my goodness, hold on to something. It does get bumpy at times, but be rest assured of one thing: without you in the helm, everything will be well, and make sure that you get your destination of all the information that you need in peace. All right then, not pieces. All right then. From archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar. If I say it all the time, it's making the headlines. I promise you one thing for sure. I'm gonna touch on that. But what's happening? Well, Mr. Olayomi Koiki is going to be bringing you more details once I have it on. But Buhari vowed to serve God. Nigeria says nobody can blackmail him on illicit enrichment. Maybe he has not enriched himself. There are the people around him. Have they? Haven't they? And with him coming in saying that was going to crack the whip to make sure that he rates the system of all the corruption. Has he been able to do so? How will you rate him? No, forget about whatever your takes and everything. But looking at him in general, looking at his governance, how will you rate him? Okay, good. Now to find out, the G5 have resolved to work for Atiku is fake. News that G5 resolved to work for Atiku is fake. That's what Governor Autumn is saying. The 2023 election will prove strategic political importance of Rivers State, says Wike. Well, so let's see what is going to happen there. Are they going to vote for Peter Obi? Are they going to vote for the PDP? Or are they going to vote for the APC? We'll see what is going to happen from there. Okay, another scandal rocks DSS as Director General's wife bars Kano NNPP Guba candidate from boarding a flight. Yeah, we'll be looking more into that. Now, has he got? Is she one of the workers there or what? But we'll be bringing you more on that. Buhari, more of a statesman than Obasanjo. Really? Okay. Let's count everybody's achievements. Let's name them one by one and count them. And let's see who has been a blessing to Nigeria or the world as a whole. Now, EFCC disqualifies bidder who offered 13.1 billion for properties at Banana Island. And then some other story, we have uncovered plans by politicians to smear our DG, says DSS. Okay, more will be coming your way. Okay, and then Buhari sends a strong, powerful message to Nigerians as he prepares to leave office. And what strong, powerful message is that? More are going to be coming your way. And the DSS raises alarm over alleged plots to discredit the Director General. Well, after that, I've said that more are going to be coming your way. They have been going after everybody. So now it is time of everybody to come after them. But they're saying that, well, now what about the rally, the peaceful rally that was supposed to take place yesterday, and the fact that the security agencies decided to just they fire tear gas and all sorts, and happen to get some a couple of people dying. But what do you think? Now, U.S. lawmaker demands immediate release of Kano. Now, how is he going to do that? Congressman seeks U.S. intervention to end Nnamdi Kano's ordeal. So we'll see. Maybe if the American president puts some fire in it, maybe the government will hack into it. Now, Biafra Group accuses Peter Obi of having hand in Nnamdi Kano's continued detention. Well, that is quite a worrying one there. Because Peter Obi made a statement over the weekend saying that, well, if he becomes the president, if he wins that election, he is prepared to bring on board to the table to talk, or as we put it, everyone. I mean, those who think they are marginalized and bringing about insurrections and stuff like that. He's prepared to meet them. So that he said he's going to use the method of carrot and stick. Okay, but now that the Biafran group are accusing him that he is being the one. Because of him, that's why they've kept Nnamdi Kano still in incarceration. What do you think about all that? Lots more going to be coming your way from there. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now let's move on to other stories making the rounds on the African continent as well. Now, Melilla tragedy. Morocco increases jail term of migrants by 6 months. A Moroccan appeal court has increased the sentences of 13 migrants to 3 years over a deadly attempted crossing into the Spanish enclave of Melilla. I'll be bringing you more on that front. And Rwanda can no longer accept Congolese refugees. That is what the Rwandans I say. The DRC accuses Rwanda of supporting M23 rebel movement active in the east of the country. And they are saying that, oh, you know what? We're not prepared to now accept any refugees from your end as well. But what do you think about all that? More going to be coming your way. Well, now we've been asking the question all this while that do you think that the election 2023 that is supposed to take place on the 25th of February is going to take place or not? Well, the Nigerian election body is warning that INEC is warning that insecurity could derail the February vote. But what do you think about all that? More going to be coming your way from that front. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Dr. Friyi Akoto likely to resign as Agriculture Minister. Why? Because Dr. Friyi Akoto is also trying to throw his hat in to be the flag bearer for the NPP. But as some people are saying that it looks like the horse has already bolted. So is he Too little, too late. Now, we know that he has that intention or that, oh, you know what, I want to be the next flag bearer for the MPP and maybe end up becoming the president of Ghana. But do you think with Bawumia and Alan Cash in position, and we have it, the third force, who is that? Kennedy Japan. Do you think that on Dr. Free Yakoto is too late? I mean, that he needs to count his loss from the word go, or maybe he throws his hat in and maybe he can get a chance to become the vice president presidential candidate. What do you think about all that? More going to be coming your way from that front. It is Star Radio UK. Well, Ibrahim Mahama has bought Ghana's old trains. What is he going to use them for? Is it for exhibition? I'll be telling you more about that. You know, maybe you want to, channel your funds in to do so. That will help you greatly. Now, overturn Napo's approval of Genza deal, Ghana gas workers to Akufo-Addo. Well, we'll be bringing you more on that front as well. But it's all coming your way from Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Russia controls most of Pounded Salt Mine Town. UK say there has been fighting near entrances to 200 kilometers long tunnels which could be used for infiltration. It's one of the stories making the rounds there. And Brazilians stage mass rallies to condemn rioters. They come after supporters of ex-president Jair Bolsonaro ransacked the heart of Brazilian state. And then Brazilia's Bolsonaro admitted to hospital. That's what the wife is saying. The ex-president is under observation with abdominal pain, his wife Michelle says. But they are calling for Lulu. I think Lulu's government is calling for Biden to maybe just sack him out of throw him out of the US so that he can come back to Brazil to come and face the full rigors of the law there, because they reckon that the fact that he did not accept the results of the election and therefore calling it a farce has led his supporters to embark on this crazy journey, like just copying or mimicking what Donald Trump supporters did as well. Well, it is all coming away from Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, in the UK front, the first satellite launch from UK soil ended up in failure. But as I did say earlier on, well, I remember last night my wife was asking me, now what if the rocket doesn't launch out properly to get to, and I said, no, I was showing her all the physics behind it. However, it failed. Now, the first ever satellite mission launch from UK soil has ended in failure. A jumbo jet operated by the American Virgin Orbit company carried a rocket out of Newquay, Cornwall, to release it high over the Atlantic Ocean. The rocket ignited and appeared to be ascending correctly, but word then came from the company that the rocket has suffered an anomaly. The satellites it was carrying could not be released and were lost. Now, Cosmic Girl, the Carrier 747 jet, returned safely to base. Okay, so what happened there? Well, the carrier managed to do what it's supposed to do. It is the rocket itself that could fire to get into the Earth's orbit, and that has got brought about the failure. But hey, if at first you don't succeed, you try again. SS death in 2022 among worst in 50 years. New figures show more than 650,000 people died in the UK last year. Wow. This is an advanced nation. Okay, anti-strike bills to be introduced to Parliament. Under the proposal, some trade union members will be required to continue working during a strike. Okay, a baby's welfare priority in missing couple search. Now, police searching for a missing couple and their baby do not wish to interrupt their family life, but the baby is more important. So, if you know their whereabouts, please get in touch. We'll be bringing you more on that front. It came from Manchester. No signs of a deal at Scotland's primary school shut. Now, teaching unions and the Scottish government remain some distance apart on a new pay agreement. Finally, 2 British men missing in Ukraine. A search is underway for British nationals Andrew Bagshaw and Christopher Parry in Ukraine. So those are some of the stories making around this morning. A lot more going to be coming your way. But for now, let's take a break. And I hope that once we come back, we will have Miss Olayomi Koiki joining in. And we'll be bringing you more on that front. But hey, let's take this break. And then I'll bring you some music. And then we'll continue with the show. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Oh Lord God.
Enjoy this tune, Smile, from the TNS, the new song, led by the late Danny Toffe. Enjoy it and I'll be with you.
This is Starr Radio UK.
In your car, at home,
on your smartphone. 24/7.
And I'll tell you why. Me will Jesus, my
that move now this festive season to your new home address at GHS House and Estate. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimota Mall. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program. It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It is the Tuesday edition of the morning show. It's now 12 minutes past the top of the hour. I was still waiting, as I said, due to some developments in Nigeria or Lagos at the moment. Mr. Olayomi Koiki is monitoring what is going on there. But as and when we have any information, he will come your way to bring you a live feed on that. But as I said, like yesterday, Bishop Adeshina did feed us with some information. And some of you wonderful viewers and listeners were also listening and also sent some of the reports that is happening on the ground to us as well, and we're so grateful to you for doing so. So if whilst we are on the air you want to still share with us, feel free to do so, and I bring that to the fore. Okay, now let's crack on to some of the stories making the rounds in Nigeria with updates from Nigeria. What about that? Okay then, now the first most of the story, okay, will the election hold at all? Will the election hold at all? Will the election hold at all? Now, it's supposed to take place on the 25th of February. But the Independent National Electoral Commission says it will not allow insecurity lead to the cancellation of the forthcoming elections. Now, Abdullahi Zuru, INEC National Commissioner and Chairman, Board of Electoral Institute, said this on Monday at the validation of election security training resources in Abuja. Now, Zuru said the commission is not leaving anything to chance and is ensuring that intensive and extensive security provided for election personnel, material and processes in preparing for the election. He said this is particularly important given the current insecurity challenges in various parts of the country. Moreover, if the insecurity is not monitored and dealt with decisively, it could ultimately culminate in the cancellation and or postponement of election in sufficient constituencies to hinder declaration of election results and then precipitate constitutional crisis, he said. Now, this must not be allowed to happen and shall not be allowed to happen. Therefore, security personnel in particular and all election officials in general must be security conscious and alert to unusual activities in their environment and must be fully equipped to deal with the challenge at all times. Now, the commissioner added that Babagana Mongono, National Security Advisor, and Mahmoud Yakubu, INEC Chairman, have assured that a conducive environment will be provided for the successful conduct of the general election. Now, similarly, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Osman Alkali Baba, has conducted election security management workshops across the 6 geopolitical zones. He said on its part, the commission through the Electoral Institute has institutionalized the development and implementation of a cascaded training mechanism for security personnel as a critical component of its training plan. So that's what is coming from there this morning. But what do you think? What do you think? It is All Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now let's move on straight to some of the other stories there. Now, Buhari, more of a statement than Obasanjo. Now, I was saying earlier on that if we compare notes of the performance of Buhari and Obasanjo, now, who do you think has done good, has done well, has improved your life? If you are listening to me, if you are in the diaspora or if you are home in Nigeria, who do you think has impacted your life positively? Okay, let's take that mask off and let's look at it generally, looking at it critically to examine that. Now, the Director General of Michael Imodu National Institute for Labor Studies, Ilorin, Comrade Issa Aremu, has opined that President Muhammadu Buhari is more of a statesman than former President Olusegun Obasanjo. This is just as he questioned Obasanjo's latest letter endorsing Labour's party, Peter Obi. Now he explained that Obasanjo's latest letter is a typical example of how not to be a statesman. Now he means that if you're a statesman, you need to sit back and just watch people, so you don't say nothing, just allow the people to make their own mistakes. But he thinks that maybe people are backing the wrong tree, and he thinks, look, this is the hope, this is the way, walk in it. Now it's up to you to take it or leave it. But what do you think? Well. He explained that Obasanjo's letter is a typical example of how not to be a statesman. Now, he spoke on the sidelines of the 2-hour annual workout to mark his 62nd birthday at Murtala Muhammad Square in Kaduna. The event was attended by family members, members of organized labor, staff and management of Minilates, Ilorin, top Kaduna state government officials, as well as members of Kaduna State chapter of alumni of the National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies, Kuro, in Jos. Now, the two-term former vice president of Nigeria Labour Congress and vice president of the Geneva-based Industrial Global Union, who described himself as a child of independent Nigeria, observed that his modest accomplishment and impact in the past 6 decades as a non-state and state actor indicate that Nigeria is working in progress, contrary to what called daily fiction of despair about a great country with challenges of nation building called Nigeria. Sounding upbeat about the uninterrupted 24 years of democratic process, Aremu said, with 18 registered political parties, vibrant 2 leading ones, 6 presidential elections since 1999 and 1996, million registered voters, Nigeria is the largest liberal democracy in Africa. But what kind of democracy are we talking about there? Okay. He however observed it was time for quality control of democratic process through reinvention of new statesmanship and citizenship. The celebrant took exception to the latest letter of former President Olusegun Obasanjo asking Nigeria to elect the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, ahead of the February election, adding that given the anti-Labour credentials of OBG in and out of power had further taken away what remains of the credibility of the Labour Party as the platform of working people, women, and the youth. According to him, Obasanjo's letter in spirit and content amount to how not to be a statesman. The former president suffers from chronic withdrawal syndromes that calls for pity by all Nigerians. Well, so he reckons that, with all that, he's not a statesman like. So he should have just stayed out of it, just be quiet, and just continue to plot on so that, Nigerians can make their own choice. But if, assuming your child or your children are going to make a decision on something, we have maybe 3 options. Now you look at one of the options, you think this is has got more potential. Would you sit down quietly and say, I have to be unbiased, so I'm not going to say anything. I'll just be watching them, let them make the wrong choice, and then, or you say, you know what? I think this one is quite good comparing with the others. So if you want to embark on it, get that one, because look at what this one has done. Look at what this one is doing as well. Now, what do you think about that? Well. They think that he's not statesman-like. So is Obasanjo statesman-like, or you think that letter that he wrote to Nigerians as a whole has actually dented the image of his statesmanship? Let me hear from you. But Adas Breaker, hey, none of them. Oh, he said none of them. Adas Breaker says none of them. They all failed. Just keep getting worse. Oh my goodness. He's talking about Obasanjo and Buhari comparing their notes. He said none of them did well for Nigerians. Oh my goodness. Well. That is what Adas Breaker thinks. Now, what about you? Yes, it would be lovely to know or hear from you as well. But it's all Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. As I said, Mr. Olayomi Koiki is monitoring some developments in Nigeria, in Lagos specifically at the moment, so we'll be bringing you more on that front in a moment once we have him on. Okay, now another scandal rocks DSS as DG's wife Bakano NPP Guba candidate from boarding a flight Well, they are saying that it's just give a dog a bad name and hang it. That seems to be the template that they are using now. But barely had the dust settled over the controversy surrounding an alleged failed plot by the Department of State Services to arrest Godwin Emefiele, governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The service is again rocked by another scandal, but this time involving Aisha Bichi, wife of the Director General of the DSS, Yusuf Bichi. Now, Mrs. Bichi was reportedly involved in an altercation with the Kano State governorship candidate of the new Nigerian People's Party, Abba Yusuf, at the VIP lounge at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano, on Sunday night, January 8th. The story says, according to a source familiar with the incident, Yusuf convoy had caused traffic congestion which prevented Bichi's convoy from gaining access to the VIP lounge. Now this, it was gathered, prompted her security detail to step into the situation to clear the path, which in the process led to a confrontation between the security details and aides of the gubernatorial candidate. The situation, however, degenerated when Yusuf approached Mrs. Bichi over the incident. Now, the trouble started at the gate of the VIP lounge of the Aminu Kano International Airport, Kano, when the motorcade of the politicians caused traffic which delayed Bichi's convoy from gaining entry into the controlled area. Well, we don't see convoys like that here. That the MI5 and MI6 buses just traveling to going to Heathrow and there is a convoy. Really? No way. Well, the action really angered Bichi as a security guard started beating up people and hitting vehicles for blocking the VIP gate. The situation escalated after she told Abba that they would not board the same flight as earlier scheduled, and she spotted one of his aides, Gaba Kilo, filming. Now, although the state director of service attempted to calm her down, she continued pouring the expletives. Now, the DSS DG's Director General's wife actually ordered the arrest of the Kano governorship candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party, Abba Yusuf, and barred him from boarding an Air Peace flight. Does she own the flight, and has she got that power? She is just the wife of the Director General of the DSS. Unless, of course, she has also got a rank, or she works with the DSS, and they can say that, well, with my setup being a security personnel, I think that whatever this one is doing is a security threat, and therefore the person needs to be arrested. But the DSS is saying that, well, it's just trying to, politicians are just trying to give him and the department a bad name so that they can just maybe the president will lose confidence and maybe decide to just get him out. But what do you think about all that? Well, coming away from Starr Radio UK, 11:25 the time. Updates from Nigeria. Now, Yahoo Boys move EFCC's top man from bidding 13 billion naira for forfeited properties. Nigeria Anti-Corruption Agency has prevented an offer from a bidder who bid 13 billion naira for a forfeited property in Banana Island. Now, the report said that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission rejected the 13.1 billion offer for a property comprising 24 units of luxury flats located in Banana Island areas of Lagos State. It was gathered that the commission had put the property on sale as a single unit in an ongoing auction exercise conducted by the EFCC across Nigeria, and then somebody bid for it. So how come? Now, while the original owners of the property were not made public, the EFCC obtained a court order for fitting the items to the Nigerian government. In his reaction, the spokesperson for the EFCC, Wilson Wujarin, explained that there was no successful bid for the property in Lot 1. So, how are they going to work on it? Now, Jarin said the exercise, which took place in Federal Capital Territory on Monday, January 9, witnessed an unnamed bidder who offered the highest bid of 13.1 billion naira for the property. He said the bidder was disqualified for failure to include the stipulated 10% of the bid amount. Okay, So maybe he needed to put the 10% down, because he didn't put that. That's why they are saying that they're not going to. Or is it because they don't know the name? He said it wasn't named. Now, speaking further, the Commission Security Secretary George Epungo said that a fresh bid will be open for the property in Lot 1. The bids will close by 12 p.m. on Friday, January 13, while the bid opening will be done the same day. All right then. You want insight to that? Get in touch with me and I'll tell you exactly what's going to be going on there. But still coming away from Starr Radio UK. Now, some information coming through. The news that G5 resolved to work with Atiko is fake news. That is what Governor Otom said. Governor Samuel Otom of Borno State on Tuesday said reports that he and his colleagues in the G5 resolved to work for the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, to win the 2023 election is fake and should be disregarded. In a statement by the Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Teva Akase sent the Borno governor reiterated that the crisis in the People's Democratic Party is not resolved soon. He will be left with no other opinion than to take a stand on the matter. The newspaper recalled that an online news medium reported on Monday that Autumn sent a reassuring message to Atiku over the 2023 presidency, but the governor had labeled the report mischievous. Now we read a fictitious online report which claimed that the Borno State Governor Samuel Otom and his colleagues in the G5 have resolved to work for the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Alhaji Atiku PDP, that is Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, to win the 2023 election. The report is not only false but also mischievous, as it's targeted at embarrassing the 5 governors who have chosen the path of justice, fairness and equity, the statement from the governor's office has said. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. But Buhari has given a strong and powerful message to Nigerians as he prepares to leave office. What is strong and what is powerful about that? President Muhammadu Buhari has urged Nigerians to stand united and not allow any terrorist group to truncate their unity again. Now, the president, while Damaturu, urged the citizens to express confidence in the security institution of Nigeria. Really, now noting that they are doing all in their power to secure the protection from any threats whatsoever. But people are being kidnapped, killed, and all that stuff. And when the courts rule that the security agencies should do that, they decide not to hearken to it. Now, meanwhile, about 4 months to the end of his tenure, President Buhari revealed the location of his properties. Interesting. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday, January 9, in Damaturu, urged Nigerians to develop strong confidence in the country, its security institution, and never allow any terrorist group to destabilize Nigeria again. The president made this assertion at the palace of the Emir of Damaturu, Hashimil II Kanemi, statement by his media aide Femi Adesina confirmed that. According to the statement, Buhari said the government will continue to protect the right of every Nigerian child to education, particularly the children displaced from their homes by the Boko Haram, the leadership reported. So, what do you think? What do you think? Now, well, he's got how many months more to go? And while speaking at the state banquet organized in his honor in Damaturu, Yobe State capital, on Monday, Buhari then urged Nigerians to remain patriotic, reiterating his position 30 years ago that Nigerians have no other country and everyone must stay to salvage the country. Well, but along those lines, weeks to 2023 election, Buhari has made crucial appointment and in the NDIC board as well. Reports coming in says that President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday, January 9, approved the reconstitution of the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation, the NDIC board. Well, Buhari has also approved the appointment of some new members of the appointment of some existing members to the board. The Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, in a statement on Monday, explained that the new appointments and reappointments of the NDIC board were necessary to avoid vacuum, ensure smooth operation of the corporation, and ultimately boost the confidence of stakeholders and clients within the financial and banking sector of the nation's economy. Now, these are all coming your way from Nigeria with the updates from Nigeria. Now, still, when it comes to some of the other stories making the rounds, a congressman in the U.S. has called for some intervention by the U.S. Okay, now Congressman seeks U.S. intervention in Nnamdi Kanu's ordeal. Now, U.S. Congressman Republican Jarvis Johnson has urged the United States government to intervene in the continued detention of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, saying the IPOB leader is being illegally held contrary to UN opinion and several Nigerians court judgments ordering his unconditional release. The state of Texas congressman who made the demand in a statement dated January 9, 2023 said it would be wrong for the US, which had defended democracy in different parts of the world, to sit idly and watch the Nigerian government flagrantly violate both its rule and international laws. But the question is, do you think maybe with a bit of a push from Joe Biden that will change their stance? He accused Nigeria of carrying out genocide against a citizen. Republican Johnson, House Rep Johnson, maintained that Kanu committed no crime by asking for a referendum for the self-determination of his oppressed Biafrans. He strongly condemned Kanu's abduction and extraordinary rendition from Kenya, saying that time has come for the US to call the Nigerian government to order. The statement made available to Vanguard in part said Mazi Kanu's only offense is that he is the leading advocate for the freedom of all oppressed Nigerians and for freedom on the Biafran issue, the right of free speech, including political advocacy, as is a cornerstone of all democracies, he said. At a time when democracy is threatened globally, it is imperative that we all join hands to protect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's right of freedom of speech. And this all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. 11:34 the time. Let me bring you one more story and then we will move on to some other story. I'll bring you some lovely tune there as well. But bear with me as I line the rest of the story up. I think that story has eluded me. Oh my goodness. Okay. Because that was a story talking about Peter Obi's stance, and then they reckon that because of Peter Obi's stance, that's why the IPOB leader has not been released. They think that it's because of him, but I don't think so. What do you think? I want to know what you really think about Peter Obi, whether it's made a statement and that is condemning it. But Peter Obi's refusal to condemn IPOB is subtle endorsement, says a group. So you see, some group have found out that, well, he is endorsing them. But yesterday he did make a profound statement saying that he is ready, that's over the weekend, saying that he is ready to bring to the table people who think that they are marginalized and those who think that they want to break away from the country. Because nobody, like I do say all the time, nobody in his right sense thinking that, look, I'm living in a home, I'm being provided with everything, I feel free, I feel happy, and I said I want to leave. You catch my drift. But if people are thinking that their rights are being trampled upon, they are being marginalized, they feel oppressed, they are scared for their lives, then automatically they think that, look, I think I better take my destiny into my own hands and maybe see how best to secure myself. And that's what people are trying to do. But when you think about all that, well, that's what Peter Obi is saying. Anything that is going to bring them on board, and then maybe question and see the best way forward. And he said, once you start implementing some of the agreements that you are going to you make with them or arrive with them, you will definitely have them listening in, and it will be difficult for them to go and get people to whip up sentiments against you, saying that look, you are not treating them fairly. But when you think about all that, a lot more going to be coming your way tomorrow on updates from Nigeria. My apologies that we didn't have Mr. Olayomi Koiki on. As I did say, he is monitoring developments in Lagos State at the moment pertaining to the rally that was supposed to take place there. But this is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's take a break, and once we come back, I'll be bringing you some lovely tune there. Don't you go away.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Talk, y'all.
ni mo fẹ́ o. Èmi fòmìnira fórílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá. Ọmọlúmídé jọ̀wọ́ má ṣe wòran mọ́. Ìyà ìsọ̀kẹ́ kò pọ̀ jù lórílẹ̀-èdè. Ṣé bí wọ́n ló gbé?
This is Starr Radio UK.
Bàbá mi dìde jọ̀wọ́
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio.
Èmi ò mọ lóhùn aráyé. Èmi ò sọ nípa orílẹ̀-èdè yóò. Sọ́wọ́rọ̀ ohun tí mo fẹ́ ni mo fẹ́. Èmi fòmìnira fórílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá. Èmi ò polongo fáráyé. Èmi ò polongo orílẹ̀-èdè mi.
Okay, something from Jeanette, and it says, Olayomi, God bless Yoruba Nation, and I hope that wherever you are, you've enjoyed that as well. But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 18 minutes to the top of the hour, and it is the Tuesday edition of the morning show. I believe yourself, channel is Miss Archie. God will bless you always. Thank you very much. Yoruba Nation now is now or never. Oh, thank you very much. Oh. Yeah, as I say all the time, you believe in the cause, you're convicted by it, you go on. At times, it costs you so much. You might even end up losing, loved you might even end up losing your life. But at least you know that your children or your children's children, somebody will laugh one day to say that, look, it's because of this person that I've gained that freedom. So wherever you are, thank you very much for tuning in. Now let's move on to other parts of the world and look at some of the other stories making the rounds there. It is all coming over from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And as I did say, Mr. Olayomi Koiki is monitoring some development. That's why he's not on at this moment. But we'll do our best to make sure that tomorrow he is on so that we can throw more light on what has actually happened there. Okay. We had information coming through yesterday that a couple of people have lost their lives. Now we're trying to get more details about what happened and what was supposed to have taken place today and everything there. So just stay tuned and don't touch the dial as and when we have any information. Or if you have any information, share with us as well. Feel free to do so. Oluwakayode Daniel, good morning, Starr Radio UK. Good morning to you, my brother. I hope you are doing very, very well as well. Thank you very much for joining us. Now we're moving on to other African countries. A Moroccan appeal court has increased the sentence of 13 migrants by 6 months to 3 years over deadly attempted crossing into the Spanish enclave of Melilla, their lawyer said on Monday. Now around 2,000 people, in many of them Sudanese, stormed the frontier on June 24 in a bid to reach Spanish territory across one of the European Union's 2 land borders with Africa. At least 23 people died. Now the court in Nado, a northeastern town near the border with Melilla, increased the sentences of a group of migrants by 6 months, taking them to 3 years in prison each. Now lawyer Mbarek Borig revealed they are accused of participating in a criminal gang of clandestine immigration, illegal entry to Morocco, and violence against law enforcement officials, Borig said. Now, Moroccan authorities said 23 undocumented migrants died in the June incident, the worst death toll in years of such attempted crossings. The Moroccan Association of Human Rights, AMDH, put the number of dead at 27, while rights group Amnesty International said at least 37 people lost their lives. I remember one of our broadcasts sometime last year, we did show, the way some videos that went viral showing how the Moroccan authorities were treating the migrants, the immigrants or migrants, whichever you want to term them. They're stepping on them, whipping them, and doing all sorts, treating them as if they were animals. I was saying that it doesn't matter what you don't treat human beings that way. Well, I had some banter with what do you call them, Facebook and some of the other platforms, and we made our stance known that we are just here as a media network, a platform to make the world know what exactly is going on in every corner. And as I say, from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar, if it's making the headlines there, we'll try to touch on that. Well, so that's what is happening, that the development in Morocco at the moment. Okay, now some other stories making the rounds there. A Somalian has also been sentenced to life in Greece for trafficking. The story says that a criminal court of the Greek island of Lesbos announced on Monday during an appeal procedure the release within a month of a Somali sentence in 2021 to 142 years in prison for migrant smuggling. Now, Mohammed Hanat Abdi, 29-year-old Somali who fled his country pursued by the terrorist group Al-Shabaab, was sentenced in May 2021 to 142 years in prison, including 20 years in prison for illegal transport of migrants with aggravated circumstances since 2 women drowned during a journey at sea. In the Greek law 4251 Article 30 dating from 2014, any migrant accused of driving a refugee boat faces a minimum sentence of 10 years in prison, even if it's proven that he is not a smuggler and that he was not paid to make the crossing. So even if you have not been paid, but as far as you are the one controlling the boat, you face that sentence. Oh my goodness. Well. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Still on the African continent. Now, Gabon, a new prime minister 8 months from the presidential election. Gabonese head of state Ali Bongo Ondimba has chosen one of his loyal followers, Alain Claude Bill Bainze, as new prime minister on Monday, replacing Rose Christian Osuka Raponda, appointed vice president of the republic. It is a heavyweight in Gabonese politics that Mr. Bongo joined 8 months before the presidential election. Now, Mr. Billy Bainze, 55, who has held several portfolios since 2006, was Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Energy and Water Resources in the outgoing government. Ms. Osaka Raponda, the first female head of Gabonese government, has been appointed Vice President, a position vacant since May 2019, whose function is to assist the head of state and who has no role of interim in the event of a power vacuum. By the decree of the President of the Republic, is appointed Prime Minister, Head of Government, Mr. Alain Claude Bill Bainze, declared to the press the Secretary General of the Presidency, Jean-Yves Tele. Wow. Congratulations to him. May he deliver. Not that it's going to just be there and then once, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Now, what do you think about all that? Coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And 11 minutes to the top of the hour. Now, one other story, and then we bring the stories from Africa, this part, and then we'll go to Ghana and look at some of the stories making the rounds there as well. Now, Rwanda President Paul Kagame has said on Monday, my apologies, Rwanda's President Paul Kagame has said on Monday that the country can no longer accept refugees from the Democratic Republic of Congo in eastern DRC. That's what he's saying there. A region rich in mineral resources, fighting between government forces and rebels from the M23 movement. A former Tutsi rebellion has increased tensions with neighboring Rwanda, and the DRC accuses of supporting the militia. Rwanda, however, denies any involvement. According to the UN High Commission for Refugees, in November 2022, Rwanda had some 72,000 Congolese refugees. Now, in a report published in December, UN-mandated experts said they had collected substantial evidence of the direct intervention by the Rwandan Defense Forces on the territory of the DRC, at least between November 2021 and October 2022. Diplomatic initiatives have been launched to try to resolve the crisis in Eastern DRC, where an East African regional force led by Kenya is being deployed. And those are some of the stories making the rounds there. It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's take this short commercial break, and then I bring you straight to what is happening in Ghana. As I did say, this afternoon, exactly at 1:30, BB Clement is coming your way with BB Means Business, and she's going to be having is a first maiden program for the year 2023. So she will want you to join in. How did other business entities survived and made it big time during these times? But you know what? Some others had to fold up as well. But you want to take a leaf from their books as well. So make sure you join BB Clement. She'll be having Nicole Ramsey as a guest. So make sure your dials are logged on. It's exactly at 1:30. All right then. So this part of the program will be brought to a close at 12:30, so that we can prepare the grounds to get a BB Means Business on exactly more at 1:30. Stay tuned.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program. It is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And as I've been saying all this while, the JHS housing estates in Ghana are giving a big over there 5% buyer's discount. So if you want to get yourself a property, I mean, those of you in the diaspora, you can be in Nigeria, wherever you are, now you want to get a nice property in a serene area, I mean, everything available, water, electricity, name it, drainage system, nice roads. Oh my goodness, it's a place that you will really want to live. So get in touch with them and they will help you sort it out. And let me take the opportunity to say good morning to Janet Okai and the team down there as well. But make sure you don't miss out on this 5% buyer's discount. It's going to be ending exactly on the 31st of January 2023. So make sure you get your hands on that 5%. It will help you a great day. All right then. Now let's move on to some other stories making the rounds in Ghana as well as we continue. Now, Dr. Freye, the agriculture minister, is set to get himself ready to also maybe tender his resignation letter in. Now, sources say the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Dr. Owusu Freye Akoto, tendered his resignation today. Now, this comes 4 days after the Trade Minister, Alan John Kwejo Chairman, saying resigned from the government. It is not clear yet the rationale behind Dr. Akoto's expected move. Now, Presidential Affairs Correspondent Elton has said that the minister is expected to meet President Akufo-Addo later this afternoon to formally communicate his intention. So who is going to be appointed as the interim or substantive minister for agriculture then? Because when the trade minister trade and industries minister Alan Chematin decided to resign as well, a couple of days later, as of yesterday, I didn't announce that the president appointed the embattled finance minister Kenneth Riata to be the part-time minister or the overseer of that ministry. But what do you think? So who is going? Maybe they'll pass this one to him as well. Hey, we have a lot of portfolios to carry, but information coming through that there has been verbal communication regarding this matter. So it is not a surprise to President Akufo-Addo, but information coming through said when he meets the president at 2 o'clock, he will formally announce his resignation. He said on Tuesday. Dr. Free Yakoto has been tipped as one of the personalities eyeing the flag bearership position of the governor. The governing New Patriotic Party ahead of the 2024 election. Critics say this may be a tactic to allow him to concentrate on the leadership ambition of his party. Now, what do you think? Who do you think is in pole position? We have Dr. Free Yakoto, we have Dr. Bawumia, and we have Alan Chermartin. And then we have the one and only Kennedy Japan, Firebrand. Well, they are all vying. But what do you think? Some people have been talking about the merger between Alan Chermartin and the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia. Do you think that will pan out well for them? But looking at the track record of the MPP for this past, call it 6 years, how do you see them? Do you think that Ghanaians as a whole will still continue to vote for them? Look at the cost of living. Look at everything that people are going through at the moment. Well, what do you think? More coming your way from there. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, debt recovery program. Well, Martin Pebu is leading 200 individual investors to engage government over debt exchange program. That's one of the stories making the round. Private legal practitioner Martin Pebu is leading 200 individual investors to engage the government over the inclusion of individual bondholders in the debt exchange program. Now, Mr. Pebu noted that these investors do not want any haircut on their matured investments. Now, on Monday, he said a class action lawsuit against government will follow if negotiation fails. Now, a notice inviting affected individuals to join the class action suit described the government decision as unconscionable. Now, he said government cannot be allowed to use its might to impoverish Ghanaians. Now, it will be recalled that days after the government announced the exclusion of pension funds in the debt exchange program, it decided to include individual bondholders. Now, individual investors were initially not part of the domestic debt restructuring. However, the exemption of pension funds from the program triggered the inclusion of individual investors and expanding the type of investors that can participate in the exchange to now include individual investors, a statement from the finance ministry has said. So if you are getting some big money and you think that, look, I'm going to be living in Ghana now, so I'm investing this in maybe bonds and stuff like that, my goodness, no, it's matured. Government say that, you know what, we're not going to pay you yet. Yeah, you hold on to your money. This and we're holding it on for a bit until the country. But you see, I want to talk about the fact that our action does not align with what we are saying as a country, as a government there. Because if there are proper cutbacks, and you can see significant that, I mean, the number of people working in the presidency that people have complained about, the fact that the entourage that people use, and when they're going to places and all those things. I mean, I know that government put few things in place that they are going to be cutting and that, but people need evidence of that for us. But when it comes to people's investment bonds, I mean, no way. But that class action, do you want to be part of it? Or do you think that will pan out well? Will government pay, or will they not pay? But some reaction from there, Gabusu says, what else will such character do? He's just an attention seeker. That's pertaining to Martin Pebu. He says that this guy is back again to seek more attention. I thought he would have remained silent by now after his failed demonstration. I thought he said he would get the president out if the president failed to sack the finance minister. Then he bragged about this demonstration. He said he will let the president resign What do we see now? He's done that line and now launched on this to seek another attention. I laughed when I listened to him. To him, the government should not construct roads and build schools when people are hungry, so the government should use the money for the roads and other infrastructures to pay people. A man. But what do you think about that? That's a reaction of some people there. I'm of the view that, look, investors there, I mean, so assuming that's my capital that I've come to invest, and I'm waiting for its maturity, or it's matured, and I need to, I mean, every month whatever I get out of that, that's what I'm going to depend on. Then what are you trying to do? Well, what do you think? It's lovely to know what you think on this front. But this all coming away from Starr Radio UK. A minute after 12 the time, and let me announce the lines open as well, so that just in case you want to share in the discussions today, you feel free to do so. It is 0208133257 or 58. 0208133257 or 58. Now, if you happen to be in the US, Canada, or the Caribbean area, it is 001-718-303-2737. 001-718-303-2737. You can also text or WhatsApp at 0753-9661744, 0753-9661744, or tweet at us. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK, and email address is info@starradiouk.com. All right then. Okay, Akufo-Addo has assumed this honorable badge of clearing agent. That is what the former president is saying, and that pertains to the Akonta mining. Now, you know, in the past, people have been calling the president a clearing agent. So when there's a charge brought against any person, and then they have what do you call it? The president has to whatever the verdict is brought to the president, he quickly says that, well, you know what, I don't think this person did that, so he clears the person, and then the person can get on with their lives. And that's where he is coming from today. And he says that former President John Mahama has asked Nana Akufo-Addo to end his pension for clearing his appointees and his close associates said to be involved in illegal activities. He said the behavior of the president is untoward, and thus advised him to desist from same. According to him, President Akufo-Addo has assumed additional honorable badge, the clearing agent, the presumptive flag bearer of the opposition National Democratic Congress. In a Facebook post on Tuesday, said the forum at which President Akufo-Addo defended Akonta mining is shocking. Now, this is unacceptable. The president, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, has consistently put pressure on state anti-corruption institutions by announcing clearance of appointees and companies that are under investigation for wrongdoing. So if you are the office of the special prosecutor, what are you going to do now? Are you going to go on with that investigation? Or, well, the president says that, well, the person is clean, so what more do? We just let the person off. Well. Let's know what you think about all that. So coming your way from Starr Radio UK, and it's your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, a couple of stories more, and then we bring that update to a close. Now, the Ghana Gas Senior Staff Association has questioned the Minister of Energy's commitment to the construction of a second state-owned gas processing plant and the entire indigenization drive of the sector. Now, a statement issued by the Ghana Gas SSA urged President Akufo-Addo to intervene since his dream of having a second gas processing plant is on the line. The workers of the Ghana Gas expressed disquiet about the way the current Minister of Energy, Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, is handling the issue of the current existence of Gensa Energy Ghana Limited. That is Gensa Gas Conditioning Plant and gas and Ghana Gas Processing Plant Train 2. Now, he says that they claim the situation reverses the hard-earned indigenization achievement by his predecessor. Now, Ghana Gas is 100% owned by the state, whilst Genza is known to have about 90% of its shares being owned by foreigners. It is also known that Genza repatriates over 80% of its revenue to South Africa. Therefore, it baffles the minds of workers of Ghana Gas for any minister of state to do the bidding of Genza at the expense of state-owned company. If it is worthy to note that Ghana Gas derives its obligation to construct the second gas processing plant from 2022 President States of the Nation's address. The president was emphatic that Ghana Gas will be building a second gas processing plant with a higher capacity than the existing gas processing plant. Part of the statement said. The statement further added that having a private-owned entry compete with Ghana Gas for raw gas from the Jubilee field is a recipe for disaster. But that seems to be what these people are saying that is about to happen. So, what is the new minister doing about that? Well. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I hope no money has exchanged hands there when it comes to things like that, or people are not looking at their own economy to act that way. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's take a quick break, and now we come back. We'll go to other parts of the world to look at some of the stories making the rounds there. Stay tuned and don't even think of touching the dial. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Make that move now this festive season to your new home address at GHS Housing Estates. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimatamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clemens, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program. It is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I'm bringing the time now exactly to 10 minutes past the top of the hour. So in the next 20 minutes, we'll bring the first part of the program to a close, and then we'll get ourselves already prepared for the maiden edition for the year 2023 of BB Means Business Show with BB Means with BB Clement. BB Means Business Show with BB Clement. There's a lot of BB, yeah? All right then. So make a date with her exactly at 1:30. She'll be having as a guest Nicole Ramsey on that show as well. They'll be talking about achievement of various entities, enterprises, or individuals or corporate bodies, and how they made it in the year 2022 with all the challenges that was going on. And maybe you'll be able to pick a leaf from their book and see the way forward for you and your business. What about that? Well, now let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds across the globe. Now, first of all, well, information coming through is saying Russia is controlling most of the pounded salt mine town Solida, says the UK. Now, Russia is likely to finally control most of the salt mining town of Solida in the Ukraine east after a months-long battle with Ukrainian forces, the UK's Ministry of Defense has said. Now, Russian troops and the mercenary Wagner Group have made advances in the past 4 days in the says the UK. Now, Solida is near Bakhmut, where Ukraine is also locked in a bloody battle. Now, President Zelensky said there was almost no life in Solida, with no whole walls left. Now, he said the whole land near Solida is covered with the corpses of the occupiers. That is what the madness looks like. He added that Solida, which had a population of around 10,000 before the war, may be seen mainly as a stepping stone to capturing Bakhmut, and its strategic value is questionable. But as a U.S. official said last week, the Yevgeny Prigozhin, the Wagner Group's founder, wants control of the large salt and gypsum mines in the area. The UK said part of the fighting had focused on entrances to the 200-kilometer long disused tunnels, and that both Russia and Ukraine are likely concerned that they could be used for infiltration behind the lines. Now, Mr. Prigozhin has confirmed his interest in the mine, calling them the icing on the cake in the strategic importance of the Bakhmut area. He described them as a network of underground cities, and that can hold a big group of people at a depth of 80 to 100 meters, and can also allow tanks and other military vehicles to move freely. However, Britain believes Russia is unlikely to take Bakhmut itself immediately due to the Ukraine's stable defense lines. Now, meanwhile, a senior military official from the U.S. Department of Defense said on Monday there was a good portion of Solida in Russian hands, and therefore now fighting around Bakhmut had been going on for months, and the U.S. official described the most recent exchanges as savage. 2 British nationals have gone missing in the region and were last seen heading to Solida. In his nightly address, Ukraine's leader Vladimir Zelensky expressed his thanks to soldiers defending Solida, saying their resilience won additional time and additional strength for Ukraine. According to a Facebook post by the General Staff of the Armed Forces of the Ukraine, soldiers on Monday repelled attacks near 13 population centers, including Solida and Bakhmut. Despite the long, intense battle, Ole Shadnov, a highly respected military analyst in Ukraine, believes that neither Solida nor Bakhmut are especially important from an operational point of view. But it's all coming your way from Star Radio UK. Still in the war front, or the world front, my apologies. Now, tens Tens of thousands of people in Brazil have held pro-democracy rallies in an angry response to the storming of Congress by ex-President Jair Bolsonaro's supporters. Now, in the country's largest city of Sao Paulo, crowds chanted that Mr. Bolsonaro must go to prison. About 1,500 people have been held over Sunday's riots in the capital, Brasilia. They came a week after President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva was sworn in after October's election, and that divided Brazil. On Monday evening, the 77-year-old new leader, widely known as Lula, visited the damaged buildings of Congress, the Presidential Palace, and the Supreme Court, together with the country's governors, condemning the terrorist acts and vowing to punish the perpetrators. Now, Mr. Bolsonaro, 67, has not admitted defeat at the tight fourth election and flew to the U.S. before the handover on the 1st of January. On Monday, he was admitted to hospital in Florida with abdominal pain. On Monday, street rallies were held in a number of cities and towns. The turnout of the Sao Paulo demonstration was impressive. Now, Watson reported that the city, a part of Paulista Avenue, Brazil's most famous street, was blocked off as crowds filled the area, singing and dancing and chanting for justice. Many came dressed in red and colors of Lula's Workers' Party. Others waved placards saying no amnesty for coup mongers and called for those responsible to be punished. There were also chants of prison for Bolsonaro. I don't agree with what happened in Brasilia. It was a nightmare. I don't agree with those who believe that with democracy you can use your power to destroy democracy. Gabriel, who only gave his first name, also said. Well, so let's see what happens. But yesterday I was saying that this example that was set by the U.S. Congress invasion, that thing that they've done has been an example. It's going to be an example for people, for lots of democracies. So you go for an election and you don't win. Then you think that, well, I didn't win. Especially those when it's the incumbent, and they think that, well, our supporters will have to go sit at the place to do all sorts. But the question is, if you are the incumbent, you are the one supposed to oversee, making sure that whatever the electoral commission is doing is on board. So if you sit down, folding your arms, and thinking that, well, things are going to take along nicely for you, and unfortunately things tick against you, then you make a foul, or you cry foul. Well, what do you think about that? Well, we'll see what happens on that front, but it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay. Well, when it comes to COVID, the Chinese are also now doing something, though they said that China is now they have gone over the top when it comes to infections there. But China has stopped issuing short-term visas to individuals from South Korea, from Japan, in retaliation for COVID restrictions in China on Chinese travelers. Now, visas for South Korean entry China as tourists have been suspended. Beijing embassy in Seoul has said, and Japanese media reported China was imposing similar measures there as well. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, so it's saying that last week South Korea stopped issuing tourist visa for those coming from China, which the Chinese foreign ministry called unacceptable and unscientific. But these people are bringing, so maybe they should have put something in place that, well, if they come in, they should be made to quarantine. Would that have helped the case? Now, reacting to China's latest move, South Korea's foreign ministry said that its policy towards arrivals from China was in accordance with scientific and objective evidence. Well, the UK is also doing that. If you come from China, you have to isolate or do all sorts, or you have to be tested before you come in, and all you have to prove a test. You have to that you are negative before you come in. So maybe that's the move that the South Koreans and the Japanese should use, and that will appease the Chinese. What do you think? It's all coming away from Starr Radio, okay? It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, interestingly, I bet Donald Trump will be reeling in his bed this morning because classified files have been found at Biden's former private office. The U.S. Justice Department is reviewing documents marked classified found in President Joe Biden's former office at a think tank. The White House saying about 10 of the files were discovered in the locked closet at the Penn Biden Center in Washington in November by Mr. Biden's legal team, said his lawyer. The batch has been handed over to the National Archives. Now, Mr. Biden, predecessor Donald Trump, is facing a probe for taking classified files to Florida after his presidency, according to sources coming through U.S. partner CBS. Coming through, the FBI is involved in the inquiry into the classified documents found at the Penn Biden Center, and U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland has been asked to review the papers. Mr. Biden's lawyers said they relate to the period when he was vice president, but it's unclear what the documents relate to, the level of classification involved, or why they were there. A source familiar with the matter said the batch did not contain nuclear secrets and had been contained in a folder in a box with other unclassified papers. Richard Sauber, special counsel to President Biden, said in a statement that the files were discovered just before the midterm elections by Biden's attorney. That's what the story had said. Well, it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me bring you one final tune, and then we will bring the program to a close as I still try. Yes. BB Clement, just making sure that everything is going to take along nicely. Okay, but just bear with me whilst I just bring you one story from the UK, and then we run up the program. Unfortunately, the first satellite launch from the UK soil ended up in a failure, but as I said, if at first it doesn't succeed, try again, and we will try again, won't we? Yes, the first ever satellite mission launched from UK soil has ended in a failure. A jumbo jet operated by the American Virgin Orbit Company carried a rocket out of New Quay, Cornwall, to release it high over the Atlantic Ocean. The rocket ignited and appeared to be ascending correctly, but word then came from the company that the rocket had suffered an anomaly. The satellite it was carrying could not be released and were lost. The Cosmic Girl, the Carrier 747 jet, returned safely to base. The mission had been billed as a major milestone for UK space, marking the birth of a homegrown launch industry. The ambition is to turn the country into a global player, from manufacturing satellites to building rockets and creating new space ports. Now, Deputy CEO of the UK Space Agency, Ian Annett, said it showed how difficult getting into orbit actually was, but predicted further launches within the next 12 months. We get up, we go back, we try again. That's what defines us. And as I did say, when at first, or if at first you don't succeed, you try again. You try until you make it. Okay? Yes, it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. One final story, because my producer says that I hinted on this and I need to bring that. Now, more than 650,000 deaths were registered in the UK in 2022, 9% more than 2019. Now, this represents one of the largest excesses of death levels outside the pandemic in 50 years. Though far below peak pandemic levels, it has prompted questions about why more people are still dying than normal. Now, data indicates pandemic effects on health and NHS pressures are among the leading explanation. Others were asking whether it is COVID. Now, COVID is still killing people, but it's involved in fewer deaths now than at start of the pandemic. Roughly 38,000 deaths involved COVID in 2022 compared with more than 95,000 in 2020. We are still seeing more deaths overall than would be expected based on recent history. The difference in 2022 compared with 2020 and 2021 is that COVID deaths were one of several factions rather than the main explanation for this excess. So, what do you think about all that? More going to be coming your way. This is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So this is why I bring the program to a close to prepare the grounds and the way for BB Clement to come your way with BB Means Business. But let's take this quick commercial break. Then after that, I'll bring you my last tune, and it says Something Inside, so strong. And once you have that, you know what? You can make it. It doesn't matter what the odds that are against you. You can definitely make it. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.
Make that move now this festive season to your new home address at GHS Housing Estates. From now to 31st January 2023, we are offering you an amazing 5% buyer's discount on all purchases on our expandable 1, 2, 3 and 4 bedroom detached homes at Cochrane Villa, Pokwase, just 5 minutes drive from the interchange. The Mayflower and the new Hazel Courts at Kuntusi, 20 minutes drive from Achimotamo. Beautiful homes in a serene and gated community with flexible payment plans available. Call us now on 0544 347 980 or 0544 347 981. GHS Housing Estates. View it, love it, own it.
This is Starr Radio UK.
The taller I become, the further you take my rights away, the faster I will run. You can't deny me, you can't decide to turn your face away. Though you
listening. Thanks for listening.
So brightly it will blind you. Something inside so strong. Something inside that I can make it. Don't doing me wrong. You're so that my pride. No. Something inside so strong. Something inside so
They say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, a warrior, more than a survivor. You can thrive, transformed by adversity. You face every challenge, throw your way, stand strong, you can overcome. They try to beat us down, but we rise above the struggle. Never giving up under pressure, we don't struggle. Instead, we discover gold inside as we realize no matter what, you'll never dull our shine.
Deny my place in